I'm just filling up my distiller. And what I want to show you is, and I've showed you this before many times. Look at that. A lot of people will argue with you and say that this gray filth on top, this film on top of your water is just bubbles. It'll settle down, Eric. But I'm going to show you under decent magnification and dark field that these are all types of particles that will eventually become fibers, that will eventually become fungal-like fibers. Yeah, I can't show you much, but I can show you that my distilling works because I don't see none of this filth in my clean water. So that's a good thing. You know, I don't always want to bring the bad news without at least telling you, hey, you know, distilling works. However, I do add PAA to my water, and I'll throw some links in there to show you, to talk about PAA. But it does help a lot to keep your water clean. PAA is an old water purification technique. What I'm going to show you now is the activity of these particles, these small particles. They're just vibrating all over the place, and it may appear to be that a lot of these things are flashing. Could they be? Probably. Are they? Not sure. But they're just flickering the light that's being transmitted through them. So now watch this activity. This is how it looks on the whole slide. And you can see it kind of just looks like looking up at the night sky when it's not also contaminated, and when you can actually see the luminaries. But look at all this activity. So it's pretty dense particles. So that gray filthiness that was on the top of that water, this is what it is. Tons and tons and tons of particles. And this is just one little area on my slide. And this is what the entire slide looks like currently. Yeah, it's the same old, same old. So this is later on that day. The same day, but later, a little bit later on. So what these particles start to do is they start to form fibers. But you see how there seems to be nothing right there? But it's still forming itself as if it's a whole body. But that's what it does. That's what it does. You got to watch these things. You got to be patient. There you go. More and more. And some people say, well, some of these are just air pockets. You know, you just don't know what you're looking at, Eric. Right, so this was the next day. So this was the 14th. And this is the 15th. This is when we start to get these fungal-like branches everywhere. Look at that. That's the same old thing. That little area right there didn't change a whole lot. But it will. And it does. So this is the 18th today. Just look at that. Just look at that. So that was the 18th day. Let me backtrack a little bit here. Here's the 15th day. Just look at all that funky fungus. Yeah, this is just tap water, municipal tap water. And you wonder why they've been pushing fungal infections more and more over the last few years. So the next thing I want to show you is, this is a home oxygen concentrator. And we were having to change this thing out a lot for Aiden. And even the oxygen supplier was like, I never seen anybody have to change their air filter so much. There you go. So filthy. The equipment guy was like, we usually change it out every 3 months, every 6 months. Yeah, I said, that's when you change it out. That's not when it should be changed out. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically crack open this box. I'm going to take a few of these filters right here, a few of these strips. I'm going to cut them away. Then I'm going to let them soak in some of my clean distilled water. And we're going to extract some of them particles off of there to show you that the particles that are in the air are the same particles that is in the water. There you go. Got it soaking in there. Yeah, you can just see all them particles in there, just floating around in there. The reason we're going to do this comparison, so you can see that the particles are damn near exactly the same. They behave the same. They form the same structures. They start to look like fungus. So this is what that slide looks like now, that first slide that I was showing you the tap water originally, this was put on the slide on December 12th, actually a little bit before. That's when I actually posted it on my Telegram. It was the 12th, but I think it's a little bit older than that, maybe a couple days older than that. All this, you know, what some people say, calcium. This is just calcium, Eric. But yeah, it's so filthy. So filthy. Okay, this is the original tap water slide. Look at all this filthiness. So these little teeny tiny fibers that look like this. Look like that. They all become this. Fiber warfare, crystal warfare. So let me show you a picture of my distilled water. You like that? That's my distilled water right there. I was like, well, I just took a picture of it because I ain't no need to film a video of it. But that's my distilled water. You like that? This is unbelievable. And you can find this stuff anywhere. Anywhere you want to look, you can find it. Wipe up some of the morning dew. It'll be in that. Snow. It'll be in that. Okay, so they started doing this just the other day with these little crystals here. So that right there, a lot of people say, that's just a bubble. I'll just say, it's a sheet of glass. Crystals. Because what you can start to see, and I'll show you, that some of these crystals start to crack and break away from these so-called bubbles. So like, if you look right there, yeah, it's a bubble, right? And you come down, and you start to see pieces of glass basically break away from it. Look at that. So that's like a hybrid of fungus crystals. And other warfare technologies. Look at that. Getting fuzzier and fuzzier by the day. Just like people's organs. And I've seen that in the field. I've seen many fuzzy organs in my career. Nobody wants to look at it. Everybody turns their head. People don't like looking at things they can't explain. This is a drop from the water that was in that little petri dish with the strips of the filter. Same stuff, see? Not in the same quantity, right? The volume's not there of particles, but these particles are still yet the same. And this is in the beginning. So now I'm going to show you what this slide looks like today. I just pulled it off yesterday, the water from the filter. Right, here we go. The beginning stages of fiber development. It looks exactly as it did in the tap water. So as you saw, like all those little teeny tiny active particles, this is what that starts to do over time. They start to connect. They start to build. And it's a fungal platform. It's a fungal system. Mold-based technology. Ancient technology. Leprosy. Some translations render the word leprosy as mold, just so you know. So as we see, you can find the same war no matter where you look. There you go. Look at that. In a couple days, we'll have like little branches on it. All the materials that are seem to be aligned but perforated, they become less perforated every day. Every day. I just wanted to do the side by side so somebody won't be like, oh, those fibers are just the fibers from the filter, Eric. Okay. Whatever helps you sleep at night. I know we can't really help what we breathe, but we definitely can distill. I think that's important. Is that water that we drink. That water that interacts with the water of our body should be as clean as possible. Okay. Well, that's all I have. Look up. Cry out to them. Give it a try.